Hey guys, I'm just recording a quick video to show you how I set up my minis on my resin printer. So let me just flick over so you can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, so I'm using Chitterbox. It's a bit of an older version, but whatever, it works fine. So just a quick thing to start with. Now these are a bunch of minis I made. That's all the Dragonlance heroes. But anyway, first thing is setting them up on the plate. You want to kind of balance them as best as possible. And what I mean by that is, if I were to have, say, 3 minis over on this left-hand side and nothing on the right-hand side, as it's printing, it's got more suction constantly on that left-hand side. So you tend to find that your build plate tips or becomes or needs adjustment sooner. So to make sure that you're not having to constantly adjust your build plate, try to make it so that it's even. If you want to have like a similar amount of stuff left and right, if you've only got 1 or 2 minis, have them right smack bang in the center. I find that works better and makes it so that I don't have to keep adjusting my printer all the time. Now, as for the minis, I've got Flint here. I'm just going to go to the thing to put in the supports. Now, if I make it automatically do, no, I don't want to do that. How do I? Where's the auto support thing? Anyway, the auto support feature, I don't use it because it's a piece of shit. Oh, here we go. Hang on. There we go. That's why. Okay, so I'm going to make it do all the supports of Flint. So what I did was I just selected Flint, went over to the support bit, clicked plus all, and now it's adding the supports. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. Use my mouse. There we go. That's what it's doing there. Just wait. Doopy doopy doo. That's the waiting music. There we go. Now, let's have a look at what it's done support-wise. What I find is it tends to use supports that are too thick, especially for miniatures, and it puts like just a shit ton of them on there. I guess this doesn't look too much different to what I would do, but trust me, it is. It's just usually removing the auto support materials is a bit of a nightmare. So I'm going to remove all of that, and I'll show you how I do it. Now these are for these are like 28 to 32 millimeter miniatures. I tend to go for sort of somewhere around the 30-ish millimeter mark, and I have my minis scaled accordingly. Flint's a dwarf, so he's like, a bit smaller. But anyway, whatever. When you're looking at these sizes, this kind of method works well for me, and it should work well for you too. So I tend to I'll go here, and up on the right hand corner, I'm going to select medium for medium thickness of supports. Now, if you go for small supports, it's easier to break them off, but they tend to not necessarily support all the main parts of the mini. So I go for medium support, and I'll put a medium support at the highest contact point I can find on the foot, which on this model is here. And I'll put another one at the highest support point I can find on this foot, which is here. And then I'm going to put one at the far end and one here at the far end. Now he's got a cape, so I'm going to put a heavy support there, a heavy support there, and medium support, sorry. I'm calling it heavy supports because this is how heavy a support I would go on a model like this. And I'm going to put one medium support there. Okay, cool. Now the rest of this is all going to be done with light supports. So I'm going to go light, and I'm going to put one at the head of the toe on each foot. I'm going to put one here, one here. It's got a very thin foot. One there, one kind of in the middle-ish, and one there on this foot. I think that should be enough. He's got a thin foot. What I tend to do with feet is usually I put one at the head, one at the bottom, and then I have like 2 on the left-hand side, 2 on the right-hand side, and 2 in the center, like sort of, equidistant apart from each other, or as equally distant as I can get. That tends to work well. I'm just going to spam the bottom of his cape with a few of these things. Now, there's a certain amount of overhang that will just get picked up on the following layer. So if there's a little bit of an overhang, doesn't matter too much as long as the next layer that comes up or close to it is going to attach to it, it'll pick it up. So I don't necessarily have to have like little overhangs like this little fuzz on the foot there. I'm not going to put any supports on that. That's just crazy to do that at this scale. Anyway, he's got a tunic on, so I'm going to put some supports on his tunic like this. Now, this piece I just put on here is quite close to that foot, so I'm going to have a look and see how close to that foot it gets. Because if something's too close, it will stick. That's not too close. You get a feel for what too close is, but and what you can get away with. That's get away with-able. I'll put one right in the middle of his body mass there, and then I'm going to put a couple through here. I'm just going to check that piece that I'm highlighting here is not too close to his leg, which it's not. You can see there in the corner, it's got a bit of clearance there. That's fine. Back through to here, and like I'm not saying this is the only method. I know the internet being the internet, there's probably going to be someone who goes on there and goes, no, you're doing this wrong because blah, blah. But this works for me, so quit your bitching. This works for me, and it's probably going to work for a lot of other people. So one on the elbow. Ooh, that elbow one, that's far enough away from the toe. It might stick to his knee. Where did I go? Where did I go? Let's have a look at that knee, shall we? That might be too close. What have I got there? Oh, no, that'll be okay. That's almost too close. That clearance, almost too close. And what that would mean is that in cleaning up this model, this piece will be adhered to this knee a little bit, and I'll just have to like file it off. The less of that kind of stuff you have to do, the better. Anyway. What more can I do? So his cape, that's quite a large mass there without support, so I'm just going to put a few things down here so that it doesn't rip itself off the plate. That one there is close to that foot. Is that too close to that foot? Yeah, this piece here that I'm highlighting, too close to this foot. That's going to cause me trouble, so I'm just going to remove that. There's plenty of, I don't need to put that close. That can go there, that's fine. This piece here, way too close to that foot. Let's put that there. Come on, you get, doesn't need it, whatever, I'll put one here. Yeah. Like I said, don't need to really go to town with these. I might actually put one here on this foot. I'll remove this support because I want them spaced out a little, and I'll put this one here. Oops. There. Yeah, that can stay. The extra support is not going to hurt me. Arms. I tend to find arms don't like printing if you have too much overhang, which is fair enough. Where did that go? That went there, that's good. Get support in his hand, support in his chainmail. Yeah, if anything's not going to print, it'll be that hand, that arm. So I'll just make sure it's got a little bit of love going on there. This knee, give him a little support. That knee is right above that foot, so to give this leg some support, because you don't want this whole leg being taken by these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones here. I'm actually gonna put a couple up the length of this leg here, just so it doesn't pull itself off the plate. Maybe with this one as well. A couple of leg supports. It's got one at the knee there, so that's okay. You just want to make sure the weight of the model is supported as it builds as well, because if it gets too heavy, it'll pull off the plate. I'll give him some support there on his fingers. He's got an axe here. I just want to support on the tip, that tip there, and that tip there. That goes straight down to the ground. I might actually give that another one on this side. Bam, it's not near anything. That one I'll just have to do with the one support because it's on my model. And that's easily broken off. This piece here is Griffin main helm thing. I've built that on here, so that'll build up, and that's plenty enough with the fact that it attaches there. These horns, yeah, they have an overhang a bit, but that will actually print fine. That will print hunky-dory. Okay, let me just move this around and have a look. Has he got a sword? I don't think he's got a sword scabbard. No, I didn't give him one. That's good. Okay. How about that arm? Does that need some more? Maybe. That's a pretty chunker arm. See if I can get the support to rest on that leg. Yay, look at that. Nope, that one can go. That's going to do, I think. Check the other arm. Got support at the elbow, that's fine. This arm, I reckon I could do with one more little support here. Bam. And that's not anywhere near anything, is it? Let's double check. No, that's plenty fine. Cool. So that's how I have set up my flint. I will do a print on this guy. I'm going to do a print on this whole plate and show you guys what it comes out like. Whoops. Let me just set this up. Get over there. Plenty of space between the models. Let's just check. Flint is far enough away from Sturm's sword. What about this little arrangement down there? Is that too close to his? Whoops. No, that's very far away from his foot. Cool. Very cool. These models look like they're quite tightly packed in, and they are kind of, but there's plenty of space between them. And like I said before, this is about as even as I can get this, really. I could probably optimize it a bit better, but you know, this is pretty good. This is not going to really unbalance my build plate and require me to make adjustments to it all the time. So I'm going to go slice this up and print it, and I'll do another video showing you me taking it off the printer. That's it. Stop recording.